Hi everybody, welcome to Passive Money. This is Kirby, that's Alex, as you know. Today we're talking about how to prepare for an upcoming recession. Don't know if anybody pay attention to financial news or anything like that, but in the financial news space, they're talking about potential recession coming in the later part of this year, going into next year. We've had predictions going as far as extreme recessions, as far as 2008 financial crisis collapses, but we have also had people going back to the stagflation recession that we had in the 1970s and 80s. And then so today we're just talking about things that we do that we are doing, not what we do, what we're doing to prepare for this upcoming endeavor going forward. With all that being said, Alex, we'll just do a back and forth here and just talk about different things that you're doing to prepare for that type of situation. All right, so first up, you're up first.
All right, yeah, just
Oh,
go.
wait, I just messed that up. First up, you're up first. I mean, you're up first. Go ahead.
No, I mean, for me, I would imply like frugalism or frugalism. That's not even a word, but frugality, for sure. I mean, for me, I've just always been that way, very frugal. Just trying to cut expenses that like aren't necessary. A lot of people have like different park passes and like the iPhone Forever plan, like all these different premium plans that they're paying for, and it's just bills on top of bills, and you add them all up, and it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars that you're paying every month, which is unnecessary. And you can cut that out and really see what are your outgoing expenses that you need, and from there, you're not in such a tight financial space, and which will give you the ability to save. If you lose your job, you're going to need either income or reserved funds to hold you over until you get more income. So that'll give you the ability to save. um, for me, I mean, for my wife and I, it'd be, you know, trying to really, what we're trying to do is just build more and more cash flow outside of our 9 to 5 jobs, like, in everything else that we're doing, increase the income from those sources so that we know that even in hard times, that income is still going to come in. Um, and we do have a little bit of savings here and there, but we focus more of our money going into investments that'll produce more income for us. And then, I mean, me, I'm just cheap. I just always try to cut every cost I can. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Kirby knows. So I
yeah,
mean, cutting costs, I don't know, it's addicting to me. Like, how much can I save? But that I would for sure say. I mean, because most people, if they just really sit down and do a budget, which most don't, you'll see you're in control of your money. Like, but people don't control it. They just let other people control it, whether that be family, friends, or businesses that they're always spending money with, going out to eat. Those sources are taking your money. The majority of Americans aren't living in poverty. Most Americans, I would say, are making a decent income, but as far as what their expenses are, that's really what hits them at the end of the day.
I agree with you 100%. In my household, we're doing similar to the same. The first thing for me is when I start hearing the talk about recessions, and then they start talking about again the 2008 and then the 1970s, 1980 recession. The first thing I did was I studied the recessions to see how would that affect. In a stagflation market like we had in the 70s and 80s, unemployment went down, demand went down, but inflation, the prices kept going up, interest rates was rising. That's kind of the situation we're in now. So I started studying to see how the people that created wealth in those situations, how did they do it? And like you mentioned, frugality, start stacking cash, building more cash flow revenue streams, because of course anybody, you, me, man around the corner, your next door neighbor, your friend, family members, they can lose their job in an instant. So start building other income stream sources from outside of the normal 9 to 5 job, because we don't know how deep this job cutting or recession may go. And then besides that, keep stacking cash, keep stacking cash. Look at if we just talking about the stock market, looking at dividend paying stocks or something like that. Maybe get into some treasuries. Unlike the 70s, unlike the 70s when the interest rate or the interest that you was making on the savings accounts was, 5, 6, 7%. We're not getting that right now. We're still getting pennies on the dollar for interest. So stacking cash, not to sit there for two reasons. In case that financial hardship actually hits the household, you're insulated there. But also you stacking cash because it will be people in worse situations where no matter if it's real estate, no matter if it's stock market, no matter if it's business, no matter what it is, that having cash will give you the opportunities to create another business, another real estate opportunity, really to present another stream of cash flow to the household. So the two things that I focus on: studying, understanding how to benefit from it, and the second part, like you stated, stacking cash, cutting back on some expenses, like that me and my family we love to go eat whatever. So just being mindful of that, cutting back on that stuff, not cutting it out for us, but if you're not in the financial position that we're in, then you probably need to think about cutting it out, being like Alex, cooking more at home and stuff like that. But those are the two things I'm looking for. Just looking for opportunities. I'm not going into a shell. I'm not climbing up in the shell and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to hold my cash, just waiting for the bad time." I'm actually looking for opportunities, looking for a real estate investor that's hurting financially that needs to offload a property that I can use in my portfolio that will pass for great, or looking for a boring business that the owner of the business can't, is not financially capable of operating the business, and I can go take advantage of that and probably buy the business or partnership in that business with them. So those are the two things that I'm looking at, all in all.
Exactly. And I mean, especially for those that may not be in a position where they're worried about losing their job because they have other income to add on to that, using that extra income that they have and start looking for opportunities in hard times like this where there are better investment opportunities, even with the stock market, right? Right at this moment where there's good company stocks that are down at a good buy price, and real estate deals are getting better for buyers or investors, things like that, where, if you're not worried about losing income to pay your bills, but you're trying to now look to see where you can put your money, then even that as well.
Um, my philosophy, I can never sit there and be 100% dependent. I can't even be 10% dependent on a W-2 job, thinking that they're going to protect me and my family for forever. I've always looked for income outside. I've always strived to make more income outside of my job than I do inside. So in case one day, whenever it happens, because I know it will happen one day, that I get fired, laid off, or whatever, I don't plan on going back into the workforce, but I have other streams of income that will actually, produce income for my family, and we'll be well off, with or without the job. And one thing that I believe you and I do the same is we don't base our W-2 income from our jobs to take care of our family. We base our income off the things we're doing outside of our jobs to take care of the family so we can, stack up a lot of cash to do another deal, stack up a lot of cash to put it in the stock market, stack up a lot of cash to do another business deal. And that's how we stay ahead of the game. But for people that haven't been doing that moving forward, and we know that a recession is paramount or upon us or potentially coming, those are ways that you can start building wealth for your family so you can move on out of the rat race that has been W-2 job and working and living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, it's especially crucial because, like, at least for us, with the majority of our money going towards investing from our W-2 jobs, when you really look at it and see what's going towards investing, like say what you make, what goes towards investing, and what's actually being used for bills or whatever, you see that your cost of living is not even that high. So if you were to lose your job, really you're more like, in our case, we would be more affected losing the extra income to go towards investing. Whereas, what we actually need just to get by is like not that big of a deal, and that can be covered.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's how you win it. That's how you win in life and win especially in this environment. Remember, wealth is created in a recession. Yeah, you can make a couple $100 if you ride the stock market up like they did in 2000, 2021. but the real wealth was created back in '08 when people was taking advantage of the housing market when they was buying the houses super low when everybody else was scared. Like Warren Buffett always say, be greedy when others are fearful. And that's how wealth is created. And that's my goal is if we hit another recession, I look to, build and grow wealth on top of what I've already have to continue to bless my family for, years on end, looking at my kids and grandkids and things of that nature.
Exactly. Well, guys, with all that being said, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, don't forget to comment, and we'll see you guys in the next video.